Observation Copilot has been a true game changer for me. When I think about our previous practice of doing observations, some of which would be, how could I go in, do the observation, go find a spot afterwards and really get my thoughts down, really work on both wordsmithing, finding where in our particular evaluation system the various things I saw would fit. And it was definitely before a pretty ruptured process. So instead of me just using my brain to think about what I'm seeing and jotting those thoughts down, I would also have to be thinking about the wordsmithing and the right choice of things, and then going back and really doing a lot of extra digging to figure out the best pieces of feedback for next steps. And the thing about Observation Copilot is that I didn't necessarily use all the suggestions it would provide, but it took that piece of the wordsmithing of having the language flow, where I could really go down and just kind of put in the facts of what I'm seeing. And often I can use kind of code words of things that I know from our particular instructional framework that would allow me to get more of what I'm seeing, rather than thinking about making sure that the flow of the language is logical, or going back and spending hours and hours after school trying to put myself back in the observation, even though you leave an observation, you go back to your office, you get called to help a student, and then all of that stuff that's in your working memory might dissipate, and then there you are kind of messed up trying to put yourself back into it, and it just captures it. I was just really impressed at how it would know how to pull the different things in from various parts of our instructional framework to provide really good feedback. And again, it would give 3 or 4 options of things people could try. And I would typically, sometimes I'd take them exactly like that. Sometimes I would adjust them a little bit. But gosh, I will never not use it as a tool to both help me not just save time, but to really give good feedback. I'm getting such, it's almost like I don't want to tell anybody I'm using it, because my teachers are like, wow, this is such great feedback, and just so impressed. And then it's probably a question coming up later, but the Copilot folks have been so responsive to our feedback to make the tool better, and use some of the language and prompts that we're required to in our district and our state. So just couldn't be more impressed. When I was a new principal, I would do a lot of scripting, and I would script just everything that I saw, and then I'd go back and spend hours pulling from that script to create my observation summaries. Then as I became a more, senior or tenured principal, I could go in and I could actually use the framework, and in that moment put things in different boxes and different places to help me through that process a little bit. But it was never as clean as what I'm able to do now, because I can go back to the way I like to do, where I can just go in and script everything I'm seeing. If I write down a quote a student says, I can just put that in there. And if I notice something a teacher's doing, or a piece of an artifact on the wall, I can just make note of what I'm seeing. And it is truly marvelous how the Copilot then puts that into the right buckets, and then brings in the quotes that I'm seeing, the numbers I'm seeing. I can prompt it to make sure it references this, that, or the other. And then it always gives 3 or more suggestions of next steps for the teachers. And sometimes, again, I think that's the biggest feature that makes a difference for me, because not only is it saving me time, which I would use this even if it just saved me time, but the quality and quantity of feedback that I'm able to give teachers is really changing things here for me at my school. What I would say to anyone who is skeptical is to try it out. Give it a few shots. Just do what you always do, and this is exactly how I started it. I would take what I was already doing the first couple times, and then I would plug it into Copilot. It doesn't mean you have to use it, but then I would see what it would kick out. After doing that a couple times, I was sold, and I'll never go back. If you're skeptical about AI, again, it doesn't. You don't have to use what it puts out, You copy and paste, you change things that you feel it needs to be changed. But again, it's like somebody giving you a rough draft of what's in your brain, and then you just make a little adjustments versus you having to really do, all of the wordsmithing. And based on my experience, the value of Observation Copilot is it's something that every principal should have. Time is so of the essence. And wouldn't we rather spend time in classrooms working with kids, supporting teachers, rather than holed up in our office or doing it on the weekend when we should be with our families, really doing that digging and wordsmithing and putting it all together, when Copilot gets you 90+% the way there. Anyway, don't be skeptical. Use it. Give me a call if you want, because I'll convince you it is worth your time.